people don't necessarily always, like I said, want to be sold. They want to be showed the things that they want to watch. And what I do is I show people roofing systems, and I call it roof porn, if you will. And people want to watch other people building things. They want to learn more about things. They want to be provided value or something that they're willing to watch. I started to come out of my shell. I started to be able to be around more people, to be more positive, but then also trying to learn, like basically learning a whole new career. If you've got somebody that's got a face for radio or a face for social media, let them go at it and enable them to create and share approved content that you have a chance to look over.
Welcome to the Claims Game Podcast with Vince Perri. Get all the tips you need from insurance claim advocates and professionals and grow your public adjusting career to the next level. And now the commercial claims advocate, Vince Perri.
All right. TJ, I'm over here like closing stuff, so there's not like any kind of dings in the background and messages coming in and stuff like that, because I got my phone on mute because that happens. But TJ McCormack,
what's going on, Vince?
Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, I was excited. I was like, maybe we get to do this in person, but not today. But
we're going to have a booth set up. We're going to have a place set up that we can do live interviews, and we could, I don't know if we're going to go live from the event or we're going to record some stuff so that we can put on later, whatever it is that we decide we'll do. But I'm so happy that you said yes. And I'm so happy that I'm going to get to see you again in person so that we could just really educate the masses about what we do, man.
Man, I'm so excited to be a part of your event. Like when I saw the lineup after, I saw that you were putting on this event, and then I saw the lineup, and this is one of the best events that I've seen this year so far.
Woo! That says a lot coming from you, TJ.
Yeah, no doubt. I travel to every show, and I get to see almost every speaker and every expo hall. And it kind of is a little bit dull at times, but this one, with Dimitri, with Patrick, with Liz, myself, with Jack, the list goes on. It's just it's so star-studded is what I called it.
Well, I mean, it's that too, right? Because I'm with you. You go to more events than I do. I know that, but I go to as many as I can as well. Obviously, the power of networking. But
sure.
You definitely, when you go to these events, you not only are attracted to some people, but like just some people are just more charismatic. Some people are a little bit more experienced. Some people are just, I don't know. I guess just has more of that stage presence and that draw and everything. And the people that I've happened to connect with in a lot of these events are, I think, what I like to call the movers and shakers in the industry, the thought leaders. And I'm really excited, and I'm very grateful to have asked these people to do it. And I mean, pretty much everyone was just like, sure, where do I go? What time, when, and where? I'm like, all right.
Yeah. They were like, Miami in November. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. The weather's going to be nice. So in case you haven't noticed, we've got TJ McCormack here, the world's greatest roofer on TikTok and the community manager of Roof R. I didn't say roofer. Are you happy?
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Like roofer, roof R, like I call it roofer now, but everybody else in the real world still calls it roof R. So it's awesome.
So I'm excited to have you on. And the purpose of this podcast, is to really just I want you to tell me everything you know. I want you to let out some secrets. I want you to tell people how it is that you know what you know and how they can be successful in the same way that you have. I want you to drop as much knowledge and as much education in these 40, 45 minutes or so as you can. Can we do that?
Let's do it, man.
All right. So we had a discussion before, and what you really want to talk about and what you will be also discussing at the event you mentioned is developing a company's online visual identity. Now, there's a lot of people in the audience that are probably like, well, I've been actually struggling with trying to develop my company's online identity. And you are the world's greatest roofer. I'm sorry I didn't look it up before, but how many followers approximately do you have on TikTok?
Well, on TikTok, I have 310,000. But overall social media platforms, right around 450,000.
That's a lot. Most people can't they can't even get into the 1,000.
You know what? That's because they're not doing the one thing that I teach most people in this industry is be an influencer, not an infomercial. Most companies out there are trying to sell their products in the most professional and they pay thousands of dollars for their television ads. But they're forgetting the one thing that works, that reaches more people, is organic content. The more free it is, the more people are willing to watch it, and they're gonna buy more from you because people buy from people. And if you act like a robot or you sound like a television commercial, people don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it. They're going to turn it off. They're going to try to skip past you. They're going to swipe right or left, and they're going to go on with their day.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the attention span too, right? Like everybody's in like, what is it, 100 characters or less,
right.
1 minute, 30 seconds or less. And they're just like, not even, that's how long you have to record it. But most people are going to watch your stuff for not even half the time, unless it's interesting. I had some kind of marketing company, this is a while back, this is probably like 5 years ago, sent me like they were trying to pitch me on using them to create some video content.
Yeah.
And I was already, so then it wasn't 5 years ago. Actually, it was probably just a couple of years ago. I was already doing pretty well with the YouTube channel. And I'm like you, I'm aware, which I'm sure you like what I want to do with this one episode is like, let's be valuable, right?
Yeah.
And they sent me this like infomercial.
Right.
And I wouldn't have replied, but I replied, I'm just like, dude, we're so past that. Like I sent in the email, it's just like, I'm like, that is just an infomercial for a company. Like I'm not learning anything. I'm not getting any value from it. And maybe 10 years ago, that was okay to do. But in this day and age, with just the attention span that people have, if you're not giving it all away for free, you're not going to attract anybody into your videos.
Yeah, I was recently on a call similar to that. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was with a marketing agency, and that marketing agency was talking to me like they were still pitching to kindergartners, and I love marketing agencies out there, but I feel like some of the pre-2020 agencies that are out there haven't found the way to attract the marketplace like they were prior to COVID. And like you're exactly right. You have less than 7 seconds to reach somebody's attention, or else they're going to swipe or they're going to go on with their day. But a lot of marketers out there fail to hit the target. And they think they do well on SEO, which is great, right? SEO is an amazing tool. But if you're not out there in front of people, talking to them on camera or talking to them on their social media platforms every single day or every couple of days, they're going to forget about you. And the best way to win or to sell more jobs or to create valuable networks are to be in front of people as much as possible.
And coming from somebody who's got 450,000 followers and subscribers all across social media, how do you think people do that? Or how does a company do that?
So the number one thing, so when I first started, it'll be 3 years in December that I started I've been online like the rest of us for years. But it's been 3 years, December, that I actually started having a following, if you will. And I went and I tried to figure out how to go viral. That was the first thing that I was trying to learn how to do. And there wasn't really any videos or people that could tell you how they were going viral other than being consistent with their posting. A lot of times still, when you hear marketers talk, they say, oh, you should only post once a day. It should be like 9 a.m. in the morning, and it should only be that one. No, you should be on social media, or you should be posting 4 to 6 times a day if you're trying to build a network of people that will want to watch you. And you have to find the people that will want to follow you or your business. My following is my following. Your following is your following. And your business will also have a following of people that want to know more about what your business does.
Business versus personal. Like, how do we distinguish that? I mean, I think that's a common problem that people have.
Sure. I really like the personal side of the business world, right? But I also can build brand in business as well, and I've done that with the Roofer social medias, right? When I started at Roofer, we had just about 8,000 total followers on all of our social platforms, and now we're almost at 40,000 in the past year. So that people don't necessarily always, like said, want to be sold. They want to be showed the things that they want to watch. And what I do is I show people roofing systems, and I call it roof porn, if you will. And if people want to watch other people building things, they want to learn more about things. They want to be provided value or something that they're willing to watch, and that's the way that you have to go about your day. Like every single roofing company out there across the world, or public adjusting company, can attract masses of people that want to buy from them or want to watch more of their content.
As long as it's interesting, right?
As long as it's interesting, yeah, and you're not making it boring and or salesy or like slow talking or like all the things that people are turned off by.
So what is like your framework to try to get people to do it the right way?
So you have to start off by just posting, and you have to, you don't have to be an expert in making videos or making content. It's just about the consistency at first, and developing the people, the first 1,000 followers, if you will. And those first 1,000 followers are the framework for what is meant to be however big you're going to be, because if you can start interacting and engaging with those 1,000 people on a daily basis, where when they comment, you comment back. When they like one of your posts, you go like one of their posts. And you start building up this train, if you will, of people that will constantly be paying you back for what you've done for them. And when you start doing that, and I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, that's so much work, right? But really, social media or your online presence isn't, it's not just a day job, right? It's a full-time career. And you should definitely have somebody dedicated to making sure that they're a great networker online, and start building that presence. Now, when you start to get, up above 1,000 followers, 5,000 followers or whatever, if you have those people that you've already built up, liking, sharing, commenting, showing your posts to other people, the algorithm starts to notice that all of these people like your content, and it'll start showing it to more people. Prior to 2020, we had an algorithm that only went out to 5,000 friends, and that was it, right? And so you were stuck at 5,000 potential people that you could reach on a daily basis. But now with the For You page, or the FYP is what it's called, the algorithm shows it to people who are like-minded like yourself, or view content the way that you do. And you're going to get lucky if you continue to grow or be consistent and have those same people, like I said, engaging with your content.
What makes a post considered gone viral?
So that's changed over the years, right? In the very beginning, when virality was like 1 million plus, right? And so now I've seen other people say that, that they've gone viral above 500,000. I call it viraling if I go above 10,000 views and I'm steady going. But I've had some videos that, have gotten 15, 20 million views. And it's just because like one person after the next, like they just keep liking it. They keep sharing it. They keep commenting, and it just goes crazy. And, it's been everything from, can I have a girlfriend, to roofing equipment, to, being on top of roofing systems, building roofs, to talking about insurance, right? To talking about my personal life, to talking about COVID. It was a variety of things, but most of the time, every single time that I went viral, they saw World's Greatest Roofer as the person who made that post. So it always came back to me being a roofer, which was what my main goal was to reach people to sell more roofing systems to them.
Can you give us like a ballpark of like the difference it made in your sales?
Yeah. So back when I was just getting started, I was working, in residential, and then I went to large loss, and I was having trouble selling. It was during COVID. We were locked down quite a bit. People didn't want to open the doors for us. And door knocking in Colorado, which is a very liberal place, and if you're liberal, that's cool, right? But they locked us down quite a bit. And so when I started making posts about wanting to go out and get on people's roofs, hundreds, if not thousands of people were saying yes to come out to get on their roofing system. Now, when Hurricane Ida hit, I was working large loss, and it was so easy to get contracts for businesses because they were seeing me all over social media. They knew I was in Houma, Louisiana, and people from that area, which, Joseph Hughes likes to say 5 Mile famous, right? Whenever you're in a local area, like right now I'm in Fort Lauderdale, just north of Miami. And when I go live, it's broadcasting to this general area that I'm right here. And so if I'm online doing the live broadcast, like you should be doing, everybody should be doing their live broadcast at least once a day or once every couple of days for 25 minutes. You should be, you're reaching that general market around you. And then when you do that, when you go live, the videos that you've posted recently will also start to generate more traction to where they're now viraling, if you will, or gaining more views, gaining more likes from people who are like-minded. And I preach the live. I've been preaching the live broadcast feature for 3 years now. And a lot of people have not done that yet because they can't even get themselves on camera to begin with to make a video to post on social. So just going live for them just it's out of the question.
Should people be discouraged like when they go live and there's like no viewers?
I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, why am I on this live? There's 5 people watching, but really at the end of the day, it started off as 5, and then it was 5 more, and it was 10, and then it was 20. And then back during Hurricane Ian last year, I had 1.1 million people watching us live on social media at that exact time. When we were in Hurricane Idalia just a few weeks ago, Hurricane Idalia wasn't as bad as what we thought it would be, right? A hurricane's bad, right? It did a lot of damage, but we had just over 100,000 people watching. And it takes time to build that up. But if you stay with that consistent effort, you're going to keep doing it. And you're going to keep growing. And like I said, this past month, I've gained just over 10,000 new followers on TikTok. I'm almost at 11,000 followers on Facebook, right? Just on my personal page, but I have a group that's got 90,000 people in it. And so it keeps growing because I keep growing, or I keep just doing the same thing that I'm supposed to be doing online. And a lot of people say that, influencers die off in their first 2 years. And here I am almost at year 3 and I'm still going.
Yeah, you do a great job on Facebook with asking the interesting questions, like the thought-provoking questions. You do a really great job at that.
I appreciate that. And you know what? A lot of times people are like, how the hell do you get so many views on one sentence, posts? And it's really this thoughts that come into my mind that I post about. I'll be brutally honest. Like most of the time, if you see a post about something, it's something that I've thought of or I'm thinking about myself, right? Especially if I'm beating, or if I'm yelling at social media. The thought that comes to my mind, are you jealous, right? And then maybe I'll post that on social. Are you jealous? And people are like, they think that I'm talking about them, right? Or they think that I'm talking about something else, but really it's me talking to myself. Am I jealous of some situation or other people? And sometimes I have to bring myself back to reality to hear other people's responses.
What about, you mentioned jealous,
yeah.
That's the part I don't like about social media, I think, is that the more you're in it, I notice when you're scrolling through it and you see everybody doing so well, or they're doing quote unquote better than you,
Yeah.
That's the only, I mean, I'm getting totally off topic and I apologize.
Sure.
Just
No,
when you
it's
mentioned the
okay.
jealous thing, but that's one thing that I'll be scrolling. I'm like, I need to get off.
Yes, I've been talking to other people in the past that do watch what I post, and it gets to them as well, right? But I got to 200,000 followers, and I still to this day will, every now and then I'll still take things to heart that people say. But, my wife, she says, she's been my biggest supporter ever since I've started this social media journey. And she'll be like, TJ, you have 450,000 people that follow you, and you're worried about that one person that might have said something wrong to you, something negative, something jealous, something that was just a negative energy. And she's like, you're putting more energy into the negativity than you are into the positivity. And I will snap back out of it, and they'll be like, you're right. And but still, like, there's still people to this day that when they say things, I might get offended if it's take it to heart.
Yeah. What do you feel has come about it? Like, what do you feel? Because I don't think we would know each other if it wasn't for social media. So,
Sure.
I mean, I could answer that question myself. It's just like a lot of it's kind of hard to actually quantify. But what do you think has come about the last 3 years, getting into that whole on social media and becoming successful with it?
Yeah, I was a successful salesperson, right? But I wasn't as successful as I could be, right? COVID hurt because I didn't have the money that I needed to support my family. And it also brought me out of being sort of traumatized with the PTSD that I've been facing most of the last 10 years of my life. I started to come out of my shell. I started to be able to be around more people, to be more positive, but then also trying to learn, basically learning a whole new career on my own, which now I have the potential of making, millions of dollars a year now, where before I was like concentrated on, 50, 60, $70,000. But now I'm like thinking bigger picture. How do I make more money? How do I learn how to do this so that now I can go and help other people? And one of those, outlets has been Roofer, right? Roofer has been really great for my growth. Because when I went to work for Roofer, I was just a social media marketer, and I'm not a traditional marketer, like I said, a pre-2020 marketer. But now with the team that Roofer has in the marketing, we have 11 people on our team, and they're all experts in something. They're, SEO, email, paid ads, brand, all of the things that I never had on my list of things that I knew anything about. But listening to them or watching them work every day has helped me build my own self as well as build Roofer.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So landing a great gig here with Roofer would not have happened if it wasn't for you, right? Being bored, stuck in your house, during COVID, and just deciding to start posting posts.
Yeah, Richie Nelson, he's our CEO, Richard Nelson. Most people know Richie or they see him online as well. He's very consistent with making sure people love Roofer on social. And Richie called me last August, and we started a conversation. He's like, TJ, I'd love to keep paying to sponsor your events or doing things with you, but what if you just came to work for me? And I took a little bit of offense, and I tell the story now. I took a little offense because I was running my own company. I felt like I was doing well, but I had to shut it down. But I shut it down for a good reason, because although I had a great company and I was doing the things that I love to do, I wasn't ready to be where I needed to be to continue to grow in my own company. And keep producing and making the amount of money that I can make now because of things that I've learned and the growth that I've had.
And I'm assuming they give you the freedom to just sort of just continue going crazy with the social media.
Yeah, respectfully though.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the nicest person sometimes when I say things online. Maybe I've been a little rude at times, but really, I think we all have. But Richie and the entire roofer team, they had to learn also how to work together with me. Because I'm different in the way that I post. I might post 4 or 5 times a day on a business account, and I might get 1 million or 2 million views on a page that typically only got a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. And they had to learn that the way that I was marketing was really working to reach other people. So kudos to them for sticking it out with me. I'm approaching my 1-year anniversary next week. But it's been a ride for sure. And, like I said, I've learned so much from them, but then also building the social media brand has also helped with the entire brand of building it up, as well as, SEO traction and website hits and all the things that make a good company great. And thankful for all of those people that do all of those great things, not just at Roofer, but all over the roofing industry. This type of gig is hard, and reaching more people isn't easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of I think a lot of people probably don't know, but you have a public adjuster group on Facebook.
I do. I run the Public Insurance Adjuster Forum. And the reason that I got involved with that was because I saw the need to try to spark interest in the public adjusting world, to talk with one another, but also to work together with roofers or other contractors. Because a lot of the times that I see on TikTok, I won't mention the companies' names, but there are some companies out there that were very negative towards roofers. But also they might not have been pitching the right things or saying the right things, and in order to reach a broader audience. And I think Public Insurance Adjuster Forum has reached almost 4,000 people on that page in a very short period of time. And we've been able to spark conversations that are hard to have, or the elephant in the room conversations, that help us all grow as an industry of not just roofers, but, public adjusters. That, there's been so much foul dialogue between different associations and people growing new associations. And, really at the end of the day, we're all here for the common goal of beating the insurance company if they're not doing right. And if we're beating each other up, the insurance companies are winning. Just like in roofing, if we're all roofers are beating each other up, we're not doing the best we can for our clients, which matter the most, and not our own personal greed or hatred towards one another.
Yeah, and that's what this is all about. Like this my whole commercial claims advocate, the whole message has always been elevating the industry, stronger together, making sure that we're not against one another. How can we help each other out? How can we come together to just make the industry stronger? Because I'm sure now that you're sort of in the weeds of the public insurance adjuster industry a bit, you can see, I mean, we're constantly getting attacked by legislative and law changes and policy changes and insurance companies and lobbyists. And it's just like, it's pretty brutal, and we need to come together more now than ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's totally true. There should not be any partisanship at all. Like, it's completely political in a lot of the public adjuster world. And it's because of the politics that you guys have to deal with from that legislation. I'm working together with Angela Henderson she just started a new APIA called HAPIA, Heartland Association of Public Insurance Adjusters. And we're working together with that Middle America SB 77 Ohio law, trying to reach more consumers to let them know about what's happening in their local area, and let them know that these laws that the insurance company and regulators and legislatures are making are just going to make it harder for us to get claims bought, or harder for public adjusters to work together with homeowners. Because if roofers and contractors can't help a homeowner, there's not enough public adjusters out there to do it either. Like, most of the public adjusters out there in the world don't deal with residential, and there's a reason why, because they make more money on the commercial side, and they're busy enough to where they don't need to handle residential. And there's one of them, and there's 50,000 of us.
Yep.
So it's hard.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
to bring it back full circle,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah.
I've gotten so far, and if you could give me a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number one, you said you got to get out there, get the freaking phone, start posting, and you're talking about 4 to 6 times a day,
Yep.
as often as possible.
Yep.
You also say that you should go live.
Yep.
At least every other day, maybe a few times a week.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you suggest? Just like real, like actual simple things that people can implement today?
Yeah. If you are looking to help grow your brand, right, there's some people out there that can help you do that. Or if you're trying to find one person that does it well, like let them be a brand ambassador for your organization and jump on social media more. A lot of companies are scared to allow their people to do social media or to talk about things online. And if you've got somebody that's got a face for radio or a face for social media, let them go at it and enable them to create and share approved content that you have a chance to look over.
That's interesting. So sort of like what Roofer did with you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting because the first thing people always say is, I'm not built for this. I am not good on camera. I say too much. I don't feel good. All these different things when
Right.
I like what we preach in our company and in just the business world. I learned from Strategic Coach is who, not how. So
Right.
whenever you're met with a question or you're met with just something that you need to figure out, instead of figuring out how you should do it, you should figure out who can do it. Who's the
Right.
person I need to speak to do it? So I like that a lot, TJ. The brand ambassador could answer the question that a lot of business owners are asking is like, how do I get into this social media thing?
Yeah.
Maybe contract somebody who's already successful in your space to come and be a brand ambassador for you. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah, a talking parrot is a good point. Or here's where I really learned how that works is the president of the United States has a press conference every day that he never speaks at. He has somebody that speaks for him, and it's the person that's seen the most in his world, right? But if I'm hanging out with the president every day, I'm listening to what the president's saying, and I'm passing along that message that he's passing along. Or wants everybody in the world to know. And as that ambassador to the population that likes the content that I'm preaching, they're getting exactly what he wants or what she wants. And yes, the kids out there today, I say kids, right? My kids are 9 years old, both of them. They just completed their first social media influencer class in school. They have a science, technology, engineering and math STEM class that they go to. And so after school for the past 4 months, they've been going to this social media influencer class. And so they're not just teaching that to 9-year-olds, they're teaching that all the way through high school now. And there's so many people that are getting out of high school right now with all of this ton of knowledge of social media for brand building, for building businesses. And you can pay them, $21 an hour, $22 an hour to come do something that they already are doing for free. And they're really great at it.
Whoa. I might want to use one of those.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It makes a total amount of sense. Like McDonald's is paying $23 an hour, but we're still paying marketers $5,000 a month. So
pretty crazy.
So why not go hire one of those people that already love what they do?
All right. Okay. So I learned something today. All right. I like that. So, I mean, honestly, what I got out of this, and if anybody listening is just really embarrassed, doesn't want to be on social media, maybe they should consider that brand ambassador route. Yeah. And seeing if they could find a young person also to just, maybe they're good on TV, maybe they're good on the camera, or maybe they're good with video editing, maybe they're good at posting, whatever it is that could really help your brand take it to the next level. I love that. Yeah, for sure. And then always make sure that you're just keeping your brand fresh. That you're talking about new things. And, you don't necessarily always, like I said, have to be a commercial. You can
put personality and things that are going on in your personal life on camera. And it doesn't have to be always negative or always positive, but people are people and they want to know what's going on in your day to day. And it makes you feel like a person, like I said, instead of an infomercial.
Yeah, I think you got to be authentic. I mean, I think being authentic is very important.
For sure.
Cool, TJ. Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you for coming on. And again, thank you for saying yes to speaking at our event. For those of you who are still listening, we're going to have TJ out there at the Advocates United event in Miami on November 16th. We got the VIP event on the 15th, VIP event after on the 16th, after the whole original event. And you're going to get to learn this, and I'm sure a lot more. TJ told me he's got a whole presentation like ready to rock and roll. So should be pretty interesting. So TJ, thank you again. I truly appreciate your time, and thank you for, again, saying yes to the event, and I can't wait to see you, man.
Hey, thank you so much, Vince. And you know what? I can't wait to see everybody else that you've got. But you know what? Thank you. If you do come out, talk to me. Let's learn how we can help each other, and I'll help you grow the best that I know how.
Thanks, TJ.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.